Hey guys, it's Tanya, TK Sleever on YouTube and Facebook. A lot of my friends call me TK, so hence TK Sleever. I am in beautiful northern Illinois, she said sarcastically. I'm 48, almost 49 years old. I'm married to my lovely wife, Michelle. We've been together for 22 years. Yeah, that's right. I had to think about that for a second. 22 years. We actually had a civil union, had a big wedding in our backyard. In 2011. And then after Doma was struck down last year, we got married last October. So, okay, give you the stats. My high weight officially at the doctor's office was 236. At home, like, naked in the morning, it was 234. But I don't know what the hell, we'll call it 236, I guess. This morning I was 223.6. So, and actually, I've just been kind of trying to watch it the last few weeks, although I've been having my food funerals, but sort of, eating like shit for a meal and then really watching it for the rest of the day or whatever. So, my body fat has actually gone from like 55% down to this morning it was like 49.3. So that's good. So I will give you a little history about myself. I grew up eating like shit. We, believe it or not, we actually had a drawer in our kitchen. It was like a great big drawer, and it was full of Hostess. And so, like, every day I had Hostess at lunchtime. Bologna and cheese sandwich, maybe some potato chips, and a Twinkie or a Suzy Q or a cupcake or ding dong or whatever. Other things I really remember eating a lot as a kid were macaroni and cheese, a lot of times with like hot dogs cut up in it. And we went to McDonald's a lot. I had a lot of fish fillets and French fries, my favorites. Despite all that, I was never fat as a kid. I grew up as a thin kid all the way through school. In high school, I was on POMS. I mean, I actually, I thought I was fat because when I got to like 120 pounds, I was like, oh my God, that's so fat. And so that was when I went on my first diet, actually. I was in 8th grade and got down to 109 pounds. And it's funny because I can remember then I wore like a junior size 9 jeans. And these were when, if you're old enough to remember this, baggies came out, which were just like those high-waisted jeans that then were like pleated, and oh my God, now they're like fucking mom jeans, but back then they were really cool. So I wore like a size 9 at 109 pounds. Now if I were 109 pounds the way the sizes are today, I'd be like a, I don't know, negative something. Anyway, so when I was 18, my parents split up. I moved out to New York. I got married. I had a baby. Gained weight with my pregnancy, of course, like you're supposed to. But then I still got back down to 133 pounds after I delivered. My marriage was really horrible. I was married to a very abusive man, and I think that is the point in my life when I really started to use food. He didn't like it when I overate. He didn't want me to get fat. And so, of course, that was something that I could do that would be a little bit rebellious and make me feel a little bit better in the meantime. Got out of that marriage after a couple of years, but just kind of continued on my path of self-destruction with food. And really, I think it's honestly like a carb sugar addiction for me, which probably is for I would guess the majority of fat people, but I don't know, maybe, whatever. So I yo-yoed my way up to this weight. Like I said, my first diet was when I was 120 pounds. But then over the years, after I started to really gain weight, I would lose and then gain and then lose and then gain. I've lost probably as much as 50 pounds at a time. I got down to 155 pounds with fen-phen. That's the lowest I've been since I became obese. That's the lowest I ever got. And I felt really good at that weight, but it didn't last for long because they started talking about valvular disease, and I was like, oh, fuck that. I'd rather be fat than, die, but as it turns out, they go hand in hand, right? My wife and I are very codependent with our eating. We've dieted, actually with the fen-phen, we've dieted together through the years, and so it's kind of funny looking back on pictures of us. Either we're both fat or we're both super fat or less fat or not fat. It's ridiculous. Anyway. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? In 2012, November 2012, I was at a really shitty point in my life. It was like I was just feeling so disgusted with myself and depressed because, I'd gotten so fat, and, then I was like 235 pounds or whatever. And I got a phone call from a place called ICM3 and got invited, basically by my insurance, invited into this weight loss program. So I was in that program for 14 months. It ended in December of 2013 because of my insurance changing. And through that time, I met with a counselor frequently. I saw a dietitian. Worked with a trainer. They provided a membership to the Y. Who am I forgetting? Dietitian. Oh, and then just met with the the team, which included a physician, nurse practitioner, and an RN. And I lost about 50 pounds, almost 47 pounds, on the program. I actually went from 237 down to 190, and then. And that wasn't like over the 14 months. That was like early on in the program. And last June, I went on vacation, June 2012. I went on vacation. We went to Gatlinburg. And I was like, while I'm on vacation, I'm just going to eat and drink whatever I want. I'm going to eat hot wings every fucking day and ice cream and whatever. And then I'll get back on track when I get home. And I never did get back on track. I mean, I kept working with my team, but just kind of the weight just kind of started creeping back up, and by the end of the year 2012, I was back up to like, I don't know, 220 something maybe. And then in January, of course, I was out of the program, and then just, I don't know, like, fuck it, I don't know, I just ate a lot more and gained a lot more weight. And anyway, got some labs done a couple months ago. Oh, I guess that was probably in January or February. I got some labs done anyway. And I had called to ask my doctor to order them because I had done some spot checks of my blood sugar with using my dog's glucometer, and my blood sugar was ranging in the morning fasting anywhere from like 115 to 130, which is not good. So got my lab work done. My blood sugar that day was like 123, which is pre-diabetic. My hemoglobin A1C was 6.0, which is also pre-diabetic. The good thing was my cholesterol panel. My cholesterol's good. I mean, my HDL especially, I actually brought that up to 70, which is awesome. I eat a lot of tuna for lunch, and I really I think that's what brought my HDL up, because it was like 56 last year. So I started, actually, it was probably in January, thinking I'm going to see about getting a lap band. I figured, I'm a surgical nurse, and so, I'm educated regarding surgery. We don't do those at my hospital yet. But you know, I'm an educated consumer, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do lap band. It's the least invasive thing I can do. It'll help me get this weight off, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I started researching it and realized that, yeah, I don't really want to do that. I don't want some foreign body in me that's going to possibly cause erosions or slip. And I don't know, I read somewhere the statistic of like, it was like 54% or something of patients with lap bands end up converting to another surgery or having their band taken out or whatever. And yeah, I'm not interested in that, especially since you know, my insurance isn't going to pay for more than one surgery. So I had not ever actually heard of sleeve gastrectomy until I started looking into lap band, and came across that and started reading more and reading some medical journal articles and stuff, and I was like, yeah, all right, this VSG thing, that's the thing for me. That's what I want. So of course then I researched like where to go, because I wanted to make sure I went to a center of excellence. The standards to become a center of excellence are extremely high, and so I didn't want anybody that wasn't, didn't have good statistics and was not a center of excellence. So I found Syntegra Weight Loss Center in Huntley, Illinois, and the surgeries are actually done at Syntegra in Woodstock, Illinois. But I found them. I went to a you know, an informational seminar, like I think that was March 4th. Yeah, I think that's right. That doesn't seem like long enough ago. It feels like longer ago than that, but I think that's the date. Oh no, it was earlier than that. That was my bariatric screening. That's right. So a couple weeks before that, February, I went to the informational seminar, took my wife with me, and felt like, wow, this is for sure, this is the thing that I need. This is what's going to help me change my life. And Michelle was good with it too, which is surprising and beautiful and wonderful, and it's a whole other story that maybe I'll share in a few minutes, if I can make it quick. So I went to my bariatric screening on April 4th, and then did my psych eval, and I saw my surgeon last Tuesday. My stuff went to insurance last Friday, and I called just a little while ago, and I have been approved for surgery as of today. They don't have the letter out, so I can't get scheduled yet. The weight loss center won't schedule me until they hear back from Blue Cross, but Blue Cross says I'm approved, so yay! I can't believe it. You guys are the first ones I'm telling. I haven't even told anybody yet. I haven't even texted my wife yet because I wanted to get this video out of the way. So, what else can I say? When I started looking in January or February, whenever that was, at surgeries, I am like a major researcher to a fault on everything, not just this, but I watched some videos from Joe, who is gastric sleeve for me, and VSG Tanya, and those guys both really inspired me a lot, and were very helpful in my decision. Now, I don't base decisions on anecdotal evidence, although it is extremely helpful. Don't get me wrong, but you know, without the medical journal articles and statistical information and stuff, I would not be going this route. But those guys are awesome. Okay, so why was I concerned about my support from my wife? Here's why. I don't know what year it was, probably about 5 years ago or so, I'll never forget, we were sitting out on our deck out here. Although there was furniture at the time, still not warm enough yet. We were sitting out here, and she got a phone call. It was like early on a Saturday morning, and she got a phone call that her friend Phil had died, and it was crazy because he was in the hospital for gastric bypass, and he was, he went through his surgery okay, and was doing all right, and was going to be going home, and it was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days post-op, and he just fucking died, which was just crazy. It sounded like he probably had a pulmonary embolism, which, if you don't know, it's probably he had a blood clot in his leg that traveled to his lung, and it sounded like that's what it was, and killed him. So it was crazy. So for, the last few years, she's always been like, you're never having weight loss surgery, you're never having a bypass, I'm never having weight loss surgery, it's bad. And like, she works at the post office, and like most of our friends work at the post office, and like everybody knew Phil, so of course everybody's like, oh, weight loss surgery is terrible, look, Phil died, and it was really awful. And for me, weight loss surgery was never an option anyway, because my insurance didn't cover it. But because we got married in October, and she's a federal employee, and DOMA was struck down, which is the Defense of Marriage Act, I was able to get on her insurance. And it's weird because that had nothing to do with why I went on her insurance. I went on hers because it was cheaper, and my insurance cost had gone up so much. So, we did a lot of research. It had no bearing on it whatsoever. So it was just, I don't know, it was like kismet or whatever. So, anyway, so that's the story on that. So, I've been watching some more YouTube videos. Gotta love Lessa Sarah. Gotta love the Gooch Monster. Actually, Gooch, I just started watching Chris yesterday, and I think I've watched like the first 6 videos of his or something, and he's already cracking me up. Gotta like that guy. Love Me, I'm Tracy. Hey. And last but not least, the real Share Bear, my buddy Sherry. Sherry, you're the bomb. You are the first person that reached out to me on Facebook, and it's cool to have a connection with somebody. We're both surgical nurses, and she lives in Tennessee. I fucking love Tennessee. I want to live in Tennessee. My wife and I vacationed down there 7 times now, so we've spent over 2 months down in Tennessee. All right, that's a long time on vacation. Yeah, I'd love to move down there. I'd move down there in a heartbeat if it wasn't for the fact that if we moved there, we wouldn't be married anymore, sort of, like, according to the people there. Federally, we would be, but I don't know. That's fucked up. They need to get that fixed. Okay, I'll stop rambling. I think I'm done for now. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.